The second section that we're going to be talking about is figuring out who you are. We asked in the first section about who the fuck you are. And that can be such a difficult question for a lot of people to answer. Whether or not you're comfortable with who you are as a person, it has a huge impact on you being able to sell yourself and you being able to promote yourself accurately. So that's why we gave you the driver model canvas that we're going to go into. And we've also got another downloadable resource as part of that pack is discovering your USPs, your unique selling points. But if we go to the driver model canvas, the top left is services and benefits I can offer. Now, this is going to help us in one of the future sections here, but this is listing everything that you think that you can offer that's going to be of some value to somebody that wants to financially invest in you or invest in your racing career. You've got your target audience. Who do you appeal to? Let me give you an example. My name is David Christie. I'm a 41-year-old male. I currently live in Aberdeen in Scotland. My passions are motorsports and esports. So just from those few things, you can already start to think about who else would be interested in the things that I am interested in. I'm likely going to appeal to a male audience. I'd love to think that I'd appeal to a female audience. The data kind of shows otherwise. But again, with esports, again, that then has its own audience. The fact that I'm in motorsports, that has its own individual audience as well. So that's where you would go for your target audience. Now, the bit that's underneath it, what I stand for, this is important. This is going to be a massive part of your personal brand. What I stand for are the values that you hold. What are the things that you believe in? What are the things that make you passionate? What are the maybe you're an absolute diehard vegan, or you're a football supporter. What are your core values? What are the things that make you you? And what are you really vehemently passionate about here? Try and be honest again and pop that down in there. Another one massively overlooked by racing drivers is brands I admire and why. There's two reasons for this. One is that this could potentially be brands that you look to work with or industries that you look to get partners on board with, but also it gives an idea of who you are as a person. It gives the idea that you can enjoy, say, Red Bull or a particular PC manufacturer or something like that, gives you an idea, again, going back to what you stand for, of what's important to you, because it gels you with that audience of that particular type. So if you're a passionate fan of, say, I am of like Corsair and their PC products, you go and you follow them and you support them and you tell your friends about them. So again, just in there, list the brands that you admire, that you're naturally advocating for, and why that you're a big fan of them. Try and give as much detail as you possibly can. Then you've got my unique strengths as a driver. I find this one fascinating because this is usually the one that gets filled in the least. This is the one that we really tend to struggle with. I don't know if it's a male thing, I don't know if it's a female thing. We struggle to find positives about ourselves. We struggle to talk openly about positive things about ourselves. But there are definitely things there, and that's going to be your job. That might be the 15 minutes of your 25 minutes that you spend on this. But what are things that are unique to you that are your strengths as a racing driver? And again, how do you connect with fans and sponsors? This is avenues that you can reach out to your audience. Maybe you've got a TikTok channel, maybe you've got an Instagram, maybe you've got a cool website, maybe you've got a YouTube channel, maybe you don't have any of that. Remember, this isn't about having the right answers just now. This is about having answers for just now. So how do you currently connect with your fans and your sponsors? Then you've got services and benefits I can use. We'll go further in depth about why we're talking about this a little bit later on. But for just now, remember that A lot of drivers seem to think that sponsorship equals ka-ching, ka-ching, equals that money, equals that green. But it's just as much about making sure that you're not spending money where possible. So what are the things that you could use in your day-to-day life that would help you? In your race weekends that would help you? What are the services? What are the benefits? You could use tyres, you could use fuel, you could use, car wrapping service, or you could use a database for trying to keep track of everything. There are lots and lots of things that you could use. But what comes to mind when you think about that question? So list them in there. Then you've got your income sources. And as much as we love to think that being a racing driver is this amazing multi-million pound earning career that we're all embarking on, the reality of it is it's this wonderful multi-million pound draining career that we're embarking on. So you need to have something that's going to help back that up. So what currently are your income sources? Do you have a full-time job that you've got? Are you a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer and you've got some affiliate money coming in from that? What are all the ways in which you have money coming in? Again, be as honest and as open as you can. And then, what are your main expenses? Again, please try and be open and honest if you possibly can with this. Do you have a crippling addiction to buying skins for a game that you're on? Do you have Netflix subscriptions? Are you paying £400 a month for a mechanic or a setup or whatever? List them in there as well. Sometimes it can be very, very sobering seeing what your main expenditures are. But again, that's just one of the things. That's just the driver model canvas. Once we have everything laid out, once we have all these data points right in front of us, this is where we can start making changes. This is where we can start to see a path and we can see the light in front of us. As well as the driver model canvas, we've also got a worksheet on identifying your unique proposition, your unique selling points. So if you go to the My USPs page, you've got a whole thing of finding out who you are. So, for instance, it says here, I am who you are competing in whatever racing series. I stand out because, and your unique attributes that you've listed in this driver model canvas. But you also then can bring sponsors value by doing X, Y, and Z. And you've also got a list of things that make you unique. You've also got a list of ways in which you can bring value if you need some suggestions on there as well. Because remember, the whole point of this course isn't making you realize that you don't have the answers, it's trying to help you find ways to find those answers. It's going to be your big thing from this course here, is not following it like it's a step-by-step recipe book, but instead being inspired and thinking, well, why am I doing this? Why do I have to learn this sort of stuff to make it useful for me? That's when you start making the real breakthroughs, and that's when you start making the discoveries for yourself. This course is to help get you started on that, but I'm hoping that you'll be able to repeat this time and time again and be able to get better at it every single step of the way. So that is module number 2, getting to know more about yourself. In the next module, we are going to be talking about value, what value is, how to quantify it, and how to show that you can bring it to sponsors.